Not Worth the Time with Wade Taylor. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Not Worth the Time. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, isn't it, guys? The winter storms are coming. A blizzard's about to move through the Midwest. It's going to sweep through Canada, hit the Midwest, and possibly hit Texas. Texas might have a white Christmas this year, guys. And you know what? That's great. And a white Hanukkah, you know? For all the Jewish people, they're going to have a white Hanukkah. And that's all they ever asked for. That's all we all want for our holiday seasons is a nice white holiday season. So happy holidays to all you folks out there, whatever you're celebrating, whenever you're spending time with your family this year, doing whatever you do. Happy holidays to you, and I hope you have a good one. I am recording this on the first day of Hanukkah, which is pretty cool. I'm learning about Hanukkah, mainly because my phone and all this other stuff lets you know that stuff now, and it's great. Being culturally sensitive has never been easier thanks to notifications on your phone. I appreciate it, Snapchat, by you sending me out a message and letting me know that it is the first day of Hanukkah. That's how I can make sure that I'm on top of things. You know, because that's the only way you can remember anything nowadays is notifications on your phone, whether that be birthdays, weddings you have to go to. It's all in your planner, in your phone. And if you don't put it in your phone, you're going to forget. The amount of times I have something planned for like another weekend when something's going on and I have to ask my girlfriend or my friends that I'm like, I'll text my friends out of the blue sometimes. Be like, hey, did we have something planned this weekend? And they'd be like, no, but we could hang out. I'm like, no, we didn't have anything on the books. I'm staying at home. I'm staying right here. Yes, I will be shunned into my own cave by myself. You know, that is the way you do that. But that being said, I just hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas. This is the last Not Worth the Time of 2022, guys. By the time you listen to this podcast, you'll be able to hear my voice again. You know, you can do that anytime by just going back to the old library or checking out the new episodes of Who Gives a F when they come out. You know, there's 2 more that'll be out before the end of the year. But this is the last Not Worth the Time. This is the last one-on-one session where I'm just talking to you and being super intimate. Just being real up in your ear holes. Just me. Just giving it my all to you, you know? And that's the last time this year. But I'll be back in 2023, and it'll be great, you know? And I thought I needed to do something special for this. And I was like, you don't have to do anything special for this podcast, Wade. It's the last one of the year. Dude, just do what you always do, because every episode of this podcast is special. That's what I tell myself, because I'm an egomaniac. Not really, though. But, you know, I do want to warn you guys, right? I feel like this is perfect because I'm putting this out. It's the Monday of the holiday season, right? It's the Monday before everybody gets ready for Christmas with a phone it in week. Everybody thinks you phone it in on Thanksgiving, which you do. But man, do people phone it the fuck in on the week of Christmas? You're going to phone it in so hard at work this week. And I salute you. That's what we're all supposed to do. That's what true Americans are all about, is phoning it in on holidays and guaranteed PTO. That is what we do best. And you should all be doing that, okay? You do the bare minimum. That way your Lord and Savior can't get mad at you, and your boss can't get mad at you. It's a win-win because you're still trying. You're still doing work, but you're phoning it in. You're not putting in the extra effort. It's fine. It's perfect, though. So I'm happy I can help you kill time at your job while you're trying to just make it through it so you can get ready for that holiday season. But I do want to prep you guys. Because I think there's a horrible thing going on nowadays, right? You've probably been to a couple Christmas parties. This has already happened. Whether that be, friends' Christmas parties, work Christmas parties. Most of the time this happens at a friend's Christmas party, one where it's held at their home. And it's the worst kind of thing, and I think we need to start calling it out and demonizing it in our society. And that is the preemptive apology. And you're probably wondering, what is a preemptive apology, Wade. What could that possibly mean? Well, it's very simple, you guys. A preemptive apology is that apology when you go over to your friend's house. It's specifically this one in my book. It's where you go over to somebody's house. They invite you to a nice soiree at their place, right? Just a nice evening. And they're putting on snacks. You don't even need to bring beer. They tell you not to, but you bring a bottle of wine anyway because you're a nice person and you would contribute to the festivities. You bring a bottle of wine and you show up, right, when they greet you at the door. Greet you right as you walk in the door. They're greeting everybody, and they're giving everybody the same speech, the same kind of jargon that they've done. That's a preemptive apology with the, oh my God, I'm so glad you guys made it. I'm sorry the house is a mess. I'm sorry the house is a mess. Now, this is the oldest psychology trick in the book, right? You're setting the expectation super low. Super low. As a host, when you greet your guests right away like, oh, I'm so sorry the house is a mess. I tried to pick up and get it all clean today. When they hit you with that, your mind automatically is doing gymnastic flips into thinking of what the most horrific scene looks like. Your mind automatically goes to hoarders. You zero in on just the nastiest, grossest. There's suckers on the carpet. The kids are sticking candy canes on the wall. They use the chocolate Santa to write their Christmas letter on the fucking wall. You are thinking the worst. And then you go in, and it turns out they just have, a couple magazines or a piece of mail on the fucking counter. That's all they got. They got a couple things of mail on the counter. Ooh, that's so bad. Your house is destroyed. I think we need to start fucking destroying these people because I know they mean it in all good faith. They're just trying to get. They're doing one of two things. They're trying to set up the low expectation, right? Which is fine, I guess. You're setting up your low expectations, and that's fine, but I don't think it's just that. I think they're also trying to fish compliments, and I can't stand a compliment fisher. Just throwing out a bait and trying to just get somebody to be like, oh my God, what are you talking about? The house is immaculate. They fucking live for that. And they're just trying to boost that up. And that's why they're at the front door. They're throwing a party. You should be being a host and going around from each group of people and introducing, but they're hanging out by the front door so they can get that preemptive fucking boost of ego on how clean their house is. And that's infuriating to me. We need to start demonizing them. As soon as someone says that to me, I'm putting on white gloves, you guys. I'm putting a white glove on and going, oh, you know what? Your place does look a little dirty. I'm going to do a little inspection, and it's white glove test time. We're fucking looking for dust. We're going to fucking go around and check the counters and see if they're sticky. We're going to do everything. I'm going to go look at your fridge like it's fucking Cribs. And if it's not organized, like fucking Marie Kondo came into your house and made sure you get rid of food that you didn't bring you joy, I'm giving your house a fucking D-, okay? I'm giving out food ratings, you guys, like I'm a fucking city official going a restaurant to a restaurant. Is it clean to eat here? Probably not. Oh, I'm going all in, because they're doing the fishing. They're fishing for compliments. That's one of the reasons why. But then I also think there's those few people out there who are using them as backhanded insults to say that. Like, they know their house isn't dirty. They keep it clean all the time. You've been to Janice's house before. She does a good job. She doesn't not even a magazine is out of place. Somehow you'll go to the bathroom, take a shit, go out, wash your hands, and you'll just open the bathroom door, turn off the light, and all of a sudden you'll see a blur go by you. And like, what was that? And then you'll turn around and flip the light back on thinking it was a monster. And you'll notice there's a goddamn pattern folded into the toilet paper. There's potpourri all of a sudden everywhere. The counter's been wiped down, and there's not a single watermark on the fucking faucet. And that's because Janice is the goddamn Flash when it comes to making sure the house is spotless. But now she has the audacity to say that to you. What she's doing is insulting your house because she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, the place is just a mess." And meanwhile, you let a magazine get thrown on the table. You keep some open mail just right on the entryway table where you throw your keys. You didn't put your mittens in your pockets and hang up your winter coat. You're gonna use it in a few hours. Why would you put it in the closet then? But she thinks that's a mess, and she's letting you know. And she's insulting the way you live. And that's why you got to take Janice down a peg. And that's when you bring a stink bomb to the Christmas party. We're going to find out real quick how well this sewage system works. Oh, I'm sorry, Jan. That's why if you go to somebody's house who has a septic tank, just always bring condoms and just flush them. That is the ultimate way to get back at somebody if they have a septic tank, by the way. If you don't like somebody, but they keep inviting you over to their house, just bring condoms and just keep flushing them down the toilet. They don't even have to use them. Just flap them open and flip them out, and just wait for the problems to ensue. Because they will. Because then they're gonna one of the days, somebody's gonna have to answer for why there's so many fucking condoms in there, and they don't have any kids. That's gonna put a little strain on the marriage. That is an evil plot. In order to get back at somebody, just flush condoms down the septic, you guys. It's gonna cause a flood. I don't know if anybody's ever been around septic when it overflows, but it's disgusting. It's one of the worst things ever. Me and my dad, a couple years ago now, there was a problem with his septic because he had put this decor thing over top of one of the pipes outside. It had actually created a vacuum of cold air, which causes cause it to freeze. Therefore, it wasn't actually turning or processing it or whatever a septic tank does, but it was blocked. And the only way you can do that is by heating it back up. So we had to hook our car up to it and get an extended hose and just pump exhaust out, warm exhaust into there to try to heat up the water. And dude, I learned a lot about septic tanks a few years ago, and it's crazy because we're sitting in the car wondering, I wonder if it's working yet, I wonder if it's flowing yet or whatnot. And then all of a sudden, the loudest, it sounded like a gun going into an extra loud round going into a chamber of a gun, because you just heard ka-chink, and it's just a piece of ice finally breaking and shooting off. But we got it unhooked. What's really weird is I've talked about it before, but it's a microorganism that lives inside a septic tank. There's an organism within it that you have to have that's healthy and eating in order to create it and keep it going well. And you have to feed it. You have to feed it protein in order for it to work right. And there was a septic guy who told my dad this, right? He's like, it'll stink real bad if you don't, because that means the bacteria is dying in there and it's not processing or eating it. It has to have protein in order to do that. And he said, yeah, there's not too far away from you live, there's a house full of vegans. They don't eat any meat products, right? So there's no animal protein, and because of that, their fucking septic tank was getting destroyed. Because of the biomes of the culture that's down there wasn't getting any, so it was just dying and it's stinking to high heaven. So the guy goes, yeah, well, once a year what you guys just have to do is throw a thing of raw hamburger meat down in there, and these vegans wouldn't do it. They're like, yeah, we're not going to do that. So they paid this guy to do it. At once a year, they paid this guy $250 to go buy $6 worth of ground beef and put it in their fucking septic tank. What a fucking great recurring thing. Isn't it funny that they're against animal cruelty, but they'll pay somebody else so their fucking house doesn't stink like septic? I'm just saying, everybody has a line that you're willing to cross. And it is what it is. But yeah, don't take those backhanded compliments, guys. Just fucking stick it to Janice and make sure you don't let her get away with saying that shit to you this year, okay? But that's just this year. That's just the pro tip for this year. We need to focus on what we're going to do next year, right, guys? Because it's 2023. It's about to be. You could be listening to this right now, and you're like, man, I wish I would have listened to Wade's whole helpful thought process on people being preemptive apologizers. I don't know. That sounds weird. I don't like that. I don't think that's a word, and I'm glad it's not because it doesn't sound like one. But you wish you would have got that advice before the new year, right? And you would have had it for this year, but you remember it for next year, right? But you want to know what you got to do for 2023, and you just want to go explore and be a part of the world. Well, that's where I found this thing. Now, this is an older article. This is from 2018. So, I don't know how many of these are left since the pandemic. But let's go on a trip, right? You want to be exotic, be on a new trip, go enjoy yourself? Well, let's you don't want to stay in a hotel. Hotels are overrated. Well, you want to try something new and exciting, especially since the pandemic's happened. You really want to get out there and try something new and put yourself into some danger, maybe. So let's check out the 7 craziest places to spend the night. Now, it says right here, hotelers around the world have built accommodations in some of the weirdest locations, from cave to a volcano. While these hotels often offer some high-end amenities, the rooms themselves create a memorable experience. Check out some of the strangest places. So let's check out this one. A bubble in France. Yes, because France needs a bubble for their people to stay in. I'm pretty sure, maybe it's just a stereotype. I don't know, but aren't French people like notoriously smelly and don't bathe regularly? I don't think you want to get them in a plastic bubble and let that ferment, I'm just saying. I don't know. You can also now feel what it's like to be a bubble boy and be completely isolated. These would have been sick for the pandemic, actually. You can just be outside. This is what they would have done to you. Anyway, France Ep123 River. I don't know if I said that right. It sounded right to me. I think it sounded pretty good. I think it sounded pretty fucking cultured there, dude. Offered guests accommodations inside a clear bubble tent within the forest. Each bubble is basically a fancy see-through tent, and guests can stargaze in a humidity and bug-free habitat. The bubbles have a range of decor such as Zen, love nature, and glamour. Yeah. You also look like you're in Tupperware for a bear. This is a to-go meal for a bear. He's just going to pop that tent, fold you up, and take you back to the cave, After he eats your spouse, he's going to want a snack later, so that's why he's going to wrap you up as a to-go bag. Yeah, a bubble one would be pretty cool. It kind of gets rid of the whole mystique of camping. I guess every time I've ever been camping, and I normally camp when I have camp by ponds or like streams and stuff. So you think the bugs would be back, but I've never found bugs to be that bad. I don't know. Everybody always complains about it. Now I will say this: you don't want to fuck with bugs. There's too many things, I guess this is probably the better alternative if you do want to do that. These just look funny to me though. It's very basic. And it probably costs way more than you think. Just because it's a bubble. Let's check out what the next one. An airplane. Well, in Costa Verde hotel in Costa Rica offers rooms with a jungle within the jungle along the bluffs of the west coast. A jumbo jet suite offers guests something different. A suite within a vintage 1965 Boeing 727 fuselage that is anchored 50 feet in the air, allowing for a view of the jungle in the seaside. The interior is designed with wood paneling and contains hand-carved teak furniture. The hotel offers similar experience in its cockpit cottage, which is designed within the airplane, but has a king-size bed instead of a full suite. Yes, get inside the cockpit suite. The cockpit cottage is where you'll be spending the honeymoon. Take helm. Oh my god. Here's my question. If it's 50 feet above, are there slides in case of a crash? If this thing falls out of its suspended area? Are there protocols? Do you have to get read the crash protocols by airline attendant in this if you stay in this hotel? That is the question. But you could stay in an airplane because who wouldn't want to do that? Now you can take your shoes off and socks on an airplane and not be a fucking piece of shit for doing so. Great. You know, they honestly should make the beds like a full row, so you just like can finally this is what it'd be like. I could stretch out all the way if I just had my own row. They just have those Delta Blue beds in them. That'd be great. Wow, that's only number 2. Let's find out what number 3 is. An igloo. Well, la-di-da. I feel like igloo. These look pretty similar to the bubble. I feel like you're kind of treading in the same territory. But in Finland, I'm not even gonna fucking try. I'm gonna Kaklaslotten? Kakaslotten? I don't know, man. I did better, I think, on the French than I did that one. Man, Finnish is tough. Arctic Resort is 155 miles from the Arctic Circle, and it's a lagoon or an igloo-style room. Offers glass ceilings, allowing guests to stargaze. People love fucking stargazing, apparently. This must be the new trend. I guess that makes sense with all of the astrological girls. This is a good way to get pussy, I guess. You can make some stuff up. You just be like, oh my god, the star pattern. That's like actually a great sign of when you will have a passionate lovemaking session. If that's directly over top of us, it means we could have the most incredible orgasms right now. And they'd be like, oh my god, I've never heard that before. Is that true? Just bring into that and watch the Northern Lights. Okay, that would be dope. Watching Northern Lights. Are the Northern Lights like caused by radiation? I don't know why I feel like I've heard that before, but I feel like I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments. I don't know if that's true. I don't think it is, and I'm too lazy to look it up right now because I'm infatuated with these different places. If the igloo in Finland is not cold enough, Sweden has an ice hotel. Fuck yeah, Sweden. Making them girls nip out of their coats. Where just about everything is made of ice, including many of the rooms. Cold rooms run 17.6 degrees and 23 Fahrenheit. Oh my god. And it comes complete with an ice sculpture furniture. Guests also can stay in a warm room, but which are typical hotel rooms. Did you imagine the air conditioning bill in that ice hotel? Whew. Dads would love it. That there's not a dad on the planet who isn't thinking about how great that hotel is. It's just cool all the time. There isn't a mom on earth who will stay a fucking night in that, though. No way. There's some adventurous people who tried to have sex on those ice beds, though, for sure. And they got their cheeks stuck. They got cheeks and balls stuck, and pussy lips stuck. Bring in warm water, but if you melt the ice bed, it's gonna come out of your fee. Okay, that's like the smoking fee you get charged for fucking getting your balls stuck to the ice bed. Oh god, I'm surprised that Bang Bros haven't filmed a porno there. A volcano, Chile, Montana, Magical Lodge. I'm hoping I got that right. In the heart of Patagonia, Andes. Okay. Built rooms inside an artificial volcano. A waterfall erupts at the top of the hotel each day, trickling down the sides of the resort, which is covered in vegetation. The hotel is accessible via rope bridge. No. Okay? I'm not walking across a rope bridge to go to my hotel room. I'm not going to be midway through and then a supervillain, my true nemesis, shows up and takes a machete and cuts it, and then me and my woman fall to our deaths. Okay, I'm not even gonna get that an opportunity to ever happen in my life. I know it's probably not that long, but I'm just picturing a 30-foot rope bridge. No. Okay, I walked across like a 10-foot one at the Henry Dorley Zoo, and even there I was like looking over my shoulder like, I hope that guy's not there with that machete. You know, that's when you start calculating if you have enemies. Is if you have to go a rope bridge, you're like, if I cross this person behind me at all, did I put that gum in their hair? I don't know. A cave. Yeah. Do you want to remember what it's like to be your ancestors? I'm not even going to read what the description of that is. We're not going to talk about sleeping in a fucking cave. On the water, that's not even that different. These last few are really fucking with me here. On the water, yeah, we know the water's cool. That's why you go to Florida, or the Caribbean. You can't go to the Caribbean. The Caribbean's pretty dope. I've never been. I've only heard and seen pictures, but the water is beautiful. It's so pretty. Any room at Madonna's Inn? I didn't know Madonna ran a motel. Let's find out about that. Madonna's Inn in St. Lucia, or not, in St. Louis, Opasa, man, California. I don't even know. Has become a popular attraction along the Highway 101 in Southern California. It has 110 themed rooms, each designed differently, offering a variety of rock-themed rooms, rooms that appease golf enthusiasts, and a room with a model watermill, and other rooms covering about every color and design. Yeah, that sounds like a good time. That was originally definitely made for lot lizards and truck drivers, so you could have a nice romantic experience. Like, what a time to be alive in this nice themed hotel. You just want to make sure you treat her like a princess. They didn't. You want to be that one trucker who has a Pretty Woman moment with her and tries to turn her around at Madonna's hotel. Guys, what a great episode. What a great 2020 it's been. I can't thank you guys enough for listening to the show and watching the show. Thank you to all the new subscribers to the YouTube channel. It's been fucking great to see you guys do that. While you're over at the YouTube channel, don't forget to go over there if you haven't already and subscribe to Comic Wade Taylor on YouTube. You can get the video version of the podcast, video version of Who Gives F, and my half-hour Wild Horses right there. Go check all that out. Guys, I have some shows coming up in 2023. No Sleep is happening here in Des Moines, Iowa. That is January 20th at Woolies. Tickets are on sales at woolies.com, so definitely go get your tickets to that. You won't want to miss it. It's a fun fucking show. Some of the best comics in Des Moines, all doing time. It's a good time, so come out to that. Would really appreciate that. And then I got some other shows that are going to be later down the line in 2023, and I'll let you know as they get closer. But if you want to see me come do stand-up, guys, just message me. Let me know where I should come to. If you let me know a spot to go. Email us, punandgame@gmail.com. Let me know. Comment on the YouTube video where I should come do stand-up. Also, if you have a club or a local venue, reach out to them and tell them that you want me to come. That's like an easy way to really help me, is just tell venues that you want to see me there performing. You can email them, DM them on social media apps, whatever, dude. It helps, but I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for another great 2020, or another 2020. Man, we've been living 2020 for 4 years. No, thank you for a great year. 2022 was a lot of fun. Things have been going up and things are going well. So I appreciate all that from every one of you guys. I hope you enjoy your holiday season, and have a good New Year's. And remember, guys, don't do anything I wouldn't do.